So we're now recording, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm really excited, and I'm really tickled to be able to share exactly what I do every single day, even when I have like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Because I think that a lot of us, get overwhelmed, and we're like, we got to be posting on this, we got to be on Twitter, we got to be on Instagram, we got to be on Pinterest, I got to do a blog, I got to have ads, I got to do all this stuff, and it just gets overwhelming, and then we just don't do anything, or we do so much for like 2 or 3 days, and then we're like, all right, I'm just done. Like, you just get to that mental block. And as I'll tell you, we've been in this for 5 years. There are days that like, I just don't want to work. I haven't filled up my own cup. I haven't followed, my priorities of eating healthy or working out or doing my personal development or just having some time to chill. And that will wear you down. And if we're going to help other people, we have to make sure we're filling our cup first. So I just kind of wanted to break that down and let you know if you feel like there's too much going on, we're going to simplify it. If you feel like I'm to the point of like burning out, like I really want this, and where does this go? Like, how much hustle can I give? Where does that end? We're going to talk about all those things, and I'm just going to kind of give you a breakdown of the 7 to 10 vital things that I do every single day. And then the other stuff, it'll happen. Like, I'll find an extra hour here or there, 30 minutes here or there, and I'll add in some Facebook statuses or something. So I just kind of want to run through that with y'all. So something I wanted to also mention before we get started is that as a coach, people are going to be attracted to you. And that's our whole job, really. Like if people are attracted to you, you're going to have challengers coming in. You're going to have teams coming in. You're going to have coaches that are like, I want to be, her, and I'm just going to make this work. So if you can attract people to you, that makes your job a whole lot easier. So in order to do that, we have to make sure we don't look like workaholics. We aren't answering messages at 12:30 at night, because that seems like workaholic. That is taking enthusiasm to a whole new level. And that's something that people are going to look at and go, well, I would coach, but, she's answering my message and it's, 11:47 on a Saturday night. Why is she answering this? I don't want to do that. So we have to make sure that we're setting our limits and figuring out how to use our time in the best way, and making sure that we're still staying enthusiastic. We're staying excited about all of this, because that's what's going to attract people to you, which essentially is going to make your job a lot easier, so you don't have to be a workaholic. So I just kind of wanted to mention that part. Another thing is, do you have enough want to? So some of the stuff that we'll talk about today is really planned out. Like I have my planner sitting right here, and I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. Because in order to hit a goal, you can't just wish for it. You have to actually want it so bad that it is a burning desire in you, and you will do whatever it takes to hit it. Now, I'm not saying you answer messages 24/7, but you have a game plan. You kind of have an idea. Where is this going to fit in? How do I get to diamond? How do I get to 10 star? How do I get to 15 star? So I kind of want to show you, which I know it's going to be kind of blurry, my own planner. So it is literally broken down into, like hour sections. So every morning when I wake up, I have my Bible time, I have prayer, I have breakfast, I have my workout, and then it's the power hour. Now, I know you're probably going, well, that's great, Kaylee, but I work full time and I have kids and I can't do that. And I can't say that, my kids are not going to wake me up in the middle of Bible time. Like, it's really sweet that you can do that. Now, I totally get it. When I taught, I still did this. I think that's where it probably started. Teachers kind of, be organized. So I had everything planned out to a T. Like, all right, well, my planning block is this, and I would break down my 90-minute planning block into pieces like this. So you can do the same thing with your schedule. And I also have some flex time. My mornings are the part where people aren't texting me. Nobody else is really up or awake, and they know, don't mess with Kaylee because she's really focused right now. And then, come afternoon, I have a little more flexibility. So it's important to figure out where you can put this in your calendar, because you can't just wish for something to happen, and you can't just hustle blindly and expect it to happen either. That'll just wear you down. So that's just my little piece of advice before I show you my screen and kind of what I do every single day. And what I'm going to show you is probably nothing that you haven't already seen, so just a little spoiler alert. But I'm hoping how I break it down will help, because, maybe just seeing it in a different way, it'll just click. It's kind of like when I taught factoring. That just took I had to do it 4 or 5 different times for it to actually click with some, and my kids. So hopefully it'll be the same way with y'all. So let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen. And we want this. Well, hold on, guys. Sorry. I want the cleaned up screen for y'all because it looks a little bit better than all of my tabs. Let's see, it should be this. Okay, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So I'm on Facebook right now, and I'll also pull up my notes so y'all can kind of see as I go through. So the very first thing that I would tell you to do, and the thing that I do, so take it or leave it, is to work out and get my Shakeology in. So I mentioned before, the very first things that I do in the morning is I have Bible time, I have breakfast, and I have my workout. And I pick out a workout that I really like. I've tried to do Insanity. I've tried to do 22-minute hardcore. And guys, that's just so not my personality. I don't like something that's that extreme. And when I do that, I don't post as much about it. I don't have as much enthusiasm. And, sure, that burns more calories, but I got to do some yoga. I got to do some turbo fire or something. So find something that you really like. And the other thing is your Shakeology. So for me, I don't like to, do it breakfast one day and then do it lunch, because then sometimes I don't get it in. It has to be my lunch every single day. Now, of course, I'm not going to have it every single day, of my whole life. If, there's something that I got to eat or we're going out to lunch for a mastermind, I will substitute it. But I like to have that planned out and scheduled. The next thing is personal development. So I do 10 minutes of personal development every single day. And this is really low. The reason that I do personal development, and I can tell you it's the one thing that's really changed our lives, me and Mom. It's the thing that's really helped us get through all kinds of ups and downs personally and in the business. It's because it just helps. If you are growing as a person, you're going to start attracting better people to your business. I can tell you the people we attracted in our first year are no longer with us, except for Judy, which that was just a godsend. Thank you for Judy. And it's just gotten better each year because I know that we've grown, and it's really helped us build our credibility. It's helped build our, status. And it's also just helped us in our mindset. It also helps prevent burnout. So with personal development, I do a lot on Audible because I can listen, when I'm fixing breakfast. I can listen when I put my makeup on. I can listen in the car. My car is so old that I can't even just get in the car and hook up to my iPhone or plug in a little cord. I have to put on the Bluetooth and drive down the road in my '04 car and, just listen to it that way. So it's not always convenient, but my car's paid off and I can listen to my personal development in the car. So those are just two ideas, but those two things, I'll be the first to tell you, they're the easiest to do because they're important and they're parts of your habits. Hopefully, if you signed up to coach, they were already habits, but they're also really easy to skip when you get into that hustle mode. All right, I'm gonna hop on the computer first thing in the morning and I'm just gonna work. And then you look down and it's been 2 hours and you missed your time to work out. Don't do that to yourself because, again, you're going to get burnout. You're not going to remain consistent. You're going to not attract people to you because you're just going to be empty. You haven't given yourself time to really, be a product of the product or to grow. So make sure that you're taking time to work out, do your Shakeology and personal development, which, again, those should be things that you're already doing because they're not added on to your schedule. So those are the first two things. Now, number 3, and this is where I'll show you my screen, is I add 3 to 5 people to my network every single day. And we have videos about how you can find them in groups. You can find people, in events. You can find people on your like page. You can go to other like pages like Jillian Michaels and look to see who's commenting and liking stuff on hers. But one of my favorite things to do is use Find Friends or find a friend that, I know that we have a lot in common. She's really like me. And then I'll just go to her friends list and I'll just kind of go through it and pick out people to become friends with. So I'm just going to run through and show you that right now. So if you wanted, you could go to Find Friends. You go to this one by Facebook. It'll pull up people. And you can see all my friend requests that I have not accepted. Whoops. But if you scroll down, you can see other people. And I usually just open them up in a different tab and see, would this person be somebody that I'd want to be? And I just open up their profile and see she's a makeup artist. She's self-employed, so she's probably entrepreneurial. She has 2 kids. She might want something that she can do at home. Okay, she has 11 friends in common, so she's probably going to accept my friend request. So I'm going to click Add Friend. And then another thing that I can do is I can go to somebody's page that I went to high school with. We were good friends, and go look at her friends list. So it just pops into my head, somebody that I want to go look at, and I just type it in, and then I scroll through all of their friends that we have in common because, again, I know this person, pretty well. We've been friends for a while. I scroll through, And then I start looking at who I could add as a friend. And guys, I don't really know a nice way to say this, and I'm being recorded, so who knows where this will go. So hopefully I don't offend. But I kind of just look at their pictures and go, does this person look like my ideal client? We tell everybody to have an avatar, and I just look for my avatar, my person that I'm looking for. My person is about 25 to 35, and preferably they don't have kids. If I see a couple that's holding a dog together, I'm all about it. I'm friending that person like, crazy. Like if I could send 30 friend requests to that one person, I would. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just opening them up in a new tab. So I still can see this one person's friends list. I'm just opening up a few, and I'm just going through and picking out anybody that looks like, maybe could be my kind of person. And I just keep going. And I might open up 10, because when I look at their actual page, they might have, it works, or they might have, something that I don't really click with. And I just wait for them to open, and I start looking. So here you go. Check out my purpose prep gear. I don't really know what that is, but I really don't think I want to be a part of it. So I'm going to close her out. I'm going to go to the next person. And it looks like family's important to her. She has 23 mutual friends in common. She looks, like somebody I might like, but I can't friend her. So I just wasted some time there. I'm going to close that one out. And then I'm going to keep going. So I can friend this person. She has 7. She's not a part of any kind of like network marketing. It doesn't look like. She looks very friendly, clean. My ideal client, clean. I set the bar really high, don't I? I click add friend, move on. So that's one down. I sent one earlier, so we got 2. I just need one more. All right, this looks like she's a teacher. She looks good. She looks really nice, friendly. I'm going to go ahead and send her one. She works at MAP, which is like our discipline school, so she's going to be tough as nails. My little thing is now blocking where I can't see. All right, there we go. Sorry, Zoom got in the way. So now I've sent 3. So anything else is just money. But I try to send 5 a day, just so, I have a good network growing. She looks good. She has 2 kids. I'm hoping she has enough time, but I know some of y'all have 2 kids. I'm going to go ahead and send her a friend request. And I just keep going through and doing it. So this person looks like she, might be too young. I'm going to close her out, and I keep going. So I just keep sending friend requests. So that's my 3rd thing that I do. Add 3 to 5 people to my network. You saw how fast that was. It was not a hypothetical, this is what I do. You just literally saw how fast it was. The next thing is to invite 2 people to your challenge. And I also added a slash on here. Reconnect with 3 to 5 people. Because I just sent out a ton of challenge invites last week, because our deadline to order for our challenge starting on Monday it was last Friday. So, I was not only sending lots of invites, I was sending hey girl, I know you were kind of interested, is that still something you want to do? And then today I was like, hey, I know you missed that deadline, but would you still like to be a free client? I can go ahead and send you that link. So I've been doing that all over the place. But that is what I do. If it was time for a challenge. Right now, we don't have one coming up right away. So I want to work on reconnecting with people. So in a week or 2, I can go, hey girl, we're hosting a challenge in February. I'd love for you to join us. I know you mentioned, that you were looking to lose some of that baby weight. Would this be something you'd be interested in? It's 30 minutes a day, simple recipes. What do you think? So that's what I would say if I was inviting someone to a challenge. But now I have to reconnect. And I don't skip this if there's not a challenge coming up. I literally will go to my page, and I will look and see who has been commenting on my, statuses, who is liking my stuff, all of those things. And I typically look for one that's not Beachbody related, just because it's usually not coaches liking it. It's somebody just liking my stuff to like my stuff. So I'll just go through and I'll open them up in new tabs to reconnect. So I'm just going to kind of look through, and if I, don't recognize their name, maybe it's a new friend, I'm just going to open them up in a new tab. And I already have 3 right away. But just say you want to keep opening, you want to see what they're up to. And this also helps you get to know those random people that you're adding, because you're going to start reconnecting with them. So I just opened up a couple. And I could literally do this probably for a few days, but I'm just giving you a couple ideas. So I'm going to go look at their profile. So this is really cute. I might just like this and then comment below, or I might send her a private message. None of that should take more than a couple minutes. So I might just, this looks kind of long, but so cute. And I believe this is her kid, so I could say she looks so much like you. I can't believe it's been so long since high school. Hopefully she's going to reply to that and we can get a conversation going about our 10-year reunion coming up this year. So that kind of is one way that you could, reconnect with somebody. So then you could open up the next person, which I know this is very dangerous during all the political posts and everything. Don't comment on those. I have been really enjoying seeing all the happy stuff on our news feeds, from all of our team. It's been really nice. So I'm looking at this person, and I just now remembered she's a coach. So I'm already talking to this person a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and close her out, and I'm going to keep going. All right. And then she watched the Pats game last night. So of course I'm going to love this. And oh my gosh, what an awesome game. I can't wait for the Super Bowl. And if I'm feeling real brave, I might ask her, what is she doing for it? So I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. So even after 5 years, I'm feeling a little like this Jamie Lynn Taylor might think I'm a weirdo, but I'm just going to go for it because Jamie Lynn Taylor might think it's awesome that I'm asking her and actually write me back, and then we get to be talking. So I'm just going to go for it. What are y'all doing for it? We didn't even watch last year. Yucky matchup. And then I'm just going to click, I'll put didn't care for Denver or Carolina. Yuck. Just so she knows I'm totally cool with the matchup this time. And I'm going to go ahead and sit in. She might think I'm a weirdo. If she does, then just unfriend me or I'll unfriend you. No big deal. I'm going to close her out. Move on. Life's short. All right. And then I'm just going to keep on going. So this person is talking about the Ironman. So I'm going to ask the same thing, or I'm going to look and see here. She's training for her first Ironman. Oh my gosh, girl. That looks amazing. Congrats on training for it. How is it going? Boom. So if you weren't prepared to private message somebody, you can just hit them up on their profile and just comment on what they're already excited about. And always ask a question because hopefully that's going to get them to reply back. And then once you see they reply back, you can go to a private message. It's totally cool because they've already talked to you back and forth. She's going to tell me what she's doing for the Super Bowl. Why she's going to tell me that, I really don't know. I don't know how to tell somebody. She's going to tell me, and I'm going to go private message her. So that is reconnecting with people. So I do that if I don't have someone to invite to a challenge. The next one, can y'all see my Word document? Okay, cool. The next one is to invite 3 to 5 people to coach a week. Now, again, I did not pick a very good time to do this because we just invited to our coach sneak peek. So I've already kind of, used all of my resources there to invite people. I probably invited 25 to 30 people. So consider it kind of an average. And that sometimes, when that sneak peek's coming up or you're having your challenge end, that's when you're going to send out a whole bunch at once. So when our challenge, our fitness challenge ends, I will message each one of them and ask how they liked it. What do they like? What do they not like? What are their goals now? And then, have you ever thought about coaching, people like I do? We could even co-host groups together. What do you think? So I send out a lot of those. And then I send out a lot of, hey girl, I think you would be awesome at this. We have a sneak peek coming up. Would you be willing to look at it? So I just send that out, a couple days before our sneak peek starts. And if they say yes, I add them. If they say no, okay, great. Would that be something you're interested in a few months or in the summertime when your kids are out of school or something? So I kind of use that as a way to see if I need to approach them later on. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to skip over that one today because, again, I've kind of exhausted my resources on that one, but that gives you 2 ideas at the end of your challenge group and then right before sneak peek. And we have scripts on Sweat Nation training. I think there's probably 25 to invite people to coach. So use those if you're kind of getting used to it. The next thing is to answer emails and follow up. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like on mine. So emails for me, I do 99% of my stuff on Facebook. It looks like nobody's written me. I did my hour early this morning. And it doesn't look like people have messaged me back, which is kind of crazy. They usually do. It's hoping to have some, but if I had messages here, I would go through and answer them. And then I wanted to show you kind of what my follow-ups look like. So I'm going to click over. This is Asana. It's what I use to track coach apps, clients, and our our challenge group prospects. So our clients go in there. You'll see this little list right here. Because I want to make sure that I'm following up with them, every 2 to 4 weeks to see how they're doing. It can be a script. It can just be like, hey, how are your workouts going? How's your nutrition going? How's your meal prepping from a 1 to 10? Whatever you want to say that sounds like you, just send it out, 2 to 4 weeks out to let them have some time to progress. Invite them to a challenge group. We do the same thing with our coach potentials. I put them in a list anytime we have somebody interested, and then I follow up 3 to 5 days after our last connection. And then this is my list for challengers. So I'm going to show you that real quick. And it automatically just puts it in an incomplete task, and it looks really funky to me. So I sort by due date. And I've used this for I don't know how long, so I know I'm going quick with it, but that's the thing. Like, if you find your system that works, you're going to be able to go quicker and quicker every single day. And if you're doing the same 10 things that I do every day, you're going to be able to go really quick with them. So I sort by due date on Asana, and then I see, all right, I need to follow up with Catherine Ann, and I put little notes right here. She was in the sugar detox. She's getting healthy to have a baby. I know she didn't reply once after she said she wanted in on the challenge. And now that she didn't want in on the challenge, she never bought anything, I'm not going to just let it go. Because one, I don't think that really says a whole lot of good about me. Like, if I just let it go, that just seems like I wanted her for a challenge pack or to buy something. And that kind of that's not how I want to present myself. And I also want to genuinely help her. So I'm going to pull her up on my messages. And I just type in her name. I hate that Facebook has now updated to this messenger thing because it just drives me nuts. But anyways, not here to rant. So as you can tell, she has not written me back in 2 messages. So I'm still going to go for it. And I have a little script that I'm going to use. That was what I sent to our guy about our website. I did have one somewhere. Here we go. So I'm just going to copy this, and this is what I'm going to send to every single person that didn't, join our challenge that said they wanted in. I'm going to paste it, make sure it makes sense. So again, she said that she wanted in on our challenge, and then she just never replied, as you can tell. I'm still going to send that 3rd message. So I just kept it as, I just wanted to reach out one more last time. Last time, I promise. I know the deadline for the challenge is passed, but we do offer a free client group with monthly challenge groups, recipe ideas, tips, support if you'd like that. We just ask that you become a free client to keep that group small, private, and non-spammy as possible. Would that be something you'd like? If so, I'll send you a link. So bam, she knows there's going to be a link involved. She knows it's free, and she knows what she's going to be getting. And it's free, so why not? So I'm going to go ahead and click send on that. Go back up here to Asana. This thing with Zoom is driving me nuts. The toolbar keeps getting in my way. So I'm going to go ahead and mark her off, and I'll follow up with her probably next month, because after the 3rd message and not replying, I don't want to freak her out, but maybe I can invite her to our next free group that she doesn't even have to sign up for. The next one, I'm going to go ahead and click on Leslie, and I'm going to type in her name because I already have my little script copied and pasted, so I'm going to keep that saved. Now, she mentioned that she wanted streaming, and she has mentioned that for a while. So as you can see, she's asking me, how do I stream through my TV? What is Netflix? So I know she's a little concerned about all of it. So I'm just going to reach out and ask her, did you have any other questions about streaming? So how was your weekend? I just wanted to see if you had any questions on streaming or either of those options, since you'd be getting immediate access. You still have time to join our 1:30 challenge. I hope it all works out. Will you let me know of any questions? Bam. One of my other go-tos, because I always like to end with a question, is, does that sound good? Or does that make sense? because it just kind of wraps it up. I'm going to mark her to follow up on the 25th or the 26th. I'll just go with the 26th because I want to make sure that she gets it in time for Monday since she's thinking about streaming. Then I'm going to come back up. I got one more follow-up. I'm going to type her in. And again, look, she has not replied. Shame, shame, shame. A normal, non-scared person, I wouldn't write anything, but that's not me. I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to click enter. We already read it. We know it's good. And that's done. So I'm going to go mark her off. Again, I'm going to mark her for later, maybe invite her to a free group if she doesn't reply. And then I have my people for tomorrow. So now I'm going to pull up my Word document. And I can see I've answered my emails and followed up. My next thing is to post on Facebook. I keep that calendar that we make on my phone at all times because it just really helps me know what I need to post about. So I could go, I didn't have it saved on my phone, didn't have my phone close by, and go to Sweat Nation Training, click on the calendar. I could leave this tab open forever. Scroll down, and today is the 23rd. Workout video or picture about how you did today. Funny story, we were going to take a picture of me doing a fallen triangle pose during my yoga, and then I had some Pottery Barn pillows come today, and I got a little distracted. So I decided that we would, just change that up a little bit. So I'm not super rigid or like Rain Man or anything about making sure that I post exactly what it is, but, I try to do something with personal development and a quote for tonight. So I kind of talked about how we were getting on this call, and I was going to share what I had learned and what I did every day, that kind of thing. One of the quotes that I looked up that I wrote in my planner, I put notes from personal development in here so it's easy for me to come up with a quote, was sometimes it takes action to receive a blessing. And so I thought about using that as well. So just, I kind of mix it up. I've been posting a lot of that kind of stuff lately. So I went with something a little more, like more personal and implementation wise versus just like some philosophy kind of thing going on. I know big words kind of confuse me every now and then. So that was kind of just my take. And so tomorrow I can post something about my workout because today was kind of more of a personal development and teaching post. So I always post on Facebook. The reason I always post on Facebook is because it really does build that trust. It's the same thing as if you were on somebody's profile and they have a picture of like Bugs Bunny as their profile picture. You're not going to friend that person. You don't know who that person is. Like, what's going on with that person? Or they're just posting game after game after game. You're like, oh my gosh, this person has no life. You don't want to be that person's friend, and you want to make sure that people know that you aren't that person. You have a life. Again, people are going to be attracted to you because you're exciting. You are excited about your life. You're doing something in your life. You're growing. You're looking like you're having fun. You're really, just having a good time, and you're positive. People love to see that. So that's why we want to make sure that we're posting on Facebook. It builds your credibility. It builds your people's trust in you, and it's also going to attract more people to you. One thing that we do is take all of these posts that are on my personal page and just paste them into Story Fitness. So it'll just be like a different day, different time, different people are going to find it, and it's all fine. So just copy and paste to my like page. It takes like 10 seconds. You can schedule it out or you can post it immediately. It does not matter. So just a little tidbit to save some time. So that is my top 7 things that I do every single day, whether I have 5 minutes and it's just kind of hurried, or if I have an hour and I can really break it down. The other little things that I do is I do post in my groups. So that means a challenge group. It means Sweat Nation. It means an internship if we're hosting one. So y'all kind of get out of the internship unless you're hosting your own basic training. So that's nice. You don't have anything to daily post. The challenge, what I would do, I'm just going to take y'all to our year-round group. I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to see what's going on. Another cool thing about having a success partner, Mom's already went in here and has started posting. So like now that I see that she's commented, same thing if you're co-hosting, if you see people have commented and they're getting, that support that they need, I can kind of just move on. I can just go through and like a couple. So, challenge groups don't have to take all day long. Just make sure that they're all doing well. Make sure nobody's like, freaking out or anything. And then you can move on. So that's one thing that I do is I do check in with my groups. I wish people happy birthday. So I'll show you exactly where I do that. The reason I wish them a happy birthday is because I'm hoping that's going to just remind them, hey, we're friends. That might get them to look at my profile. Also, the more you are posting on other people's profiles, the more likely you are to pop up in their newsfeed. So it's kind of a cool little thing. So if you're posting already on Facebook or doing good posts, this might help you get into their newsfeed. So I just say, happy birthday. I hope you have, hope you have a wonderful day. I keep it a little bit, longer because I feel like that just makes it a little more personal. Those are usually the ones that I'll like and write back to whenever I have a birthday. And then that seems kind of weird for, little dude right there. So I'm just going to not wish him a happy birthday. Sorry, dude. But anybody else, they get a happy birthday. Don't want to send out the wrong message. Happy birthdays are wrong messages. I don't know. I'm a dork. So that is something additional that I do. If you are feeling really frisky and really wild, you can wish that dude a happy birthday. But actually, you can send them a message. So just a quick birthday message that you could copy and paste and use. And I'll post this in the group. Hey, girl, I just wanted to stop by and say happy birthday. It's been a while since we chatted, and I would love to catch up. How is everything? And then you're going to fill in with something about their profile. So, for example, I saw the pictures from your wedding a while back, and I've been meaning to tell you, you made a gorgeous bride. Let's talk soon. Hope you have a wonderful day. So they can choose to write back to that or not. But, it's not Beachbody. It's not salesy. It's opening the door for conversation. And I had about 5 birthdays today. So I could literally start a conversation with 5 people just because it's their birthday. And if you do it every single day of the year, you're going to hit at least most of your friends, at least the people you've been friends with for a year, you're going to be able to reconnect. So it's a really easy way to make sure that you're staying engaged with your people. Another thing that you can do, when I was reconnecting, I just showed y'all comments, but you could send them a message. So something just sweet and simple. Hey, I thought of you and wanted to get back in touch. How are you? And then you can ask them something about their profile. How is Susan doing? How's your mom doing? How are you liking the new city, since your husband got that promotion? And then, see what they write back. And then after they've written back, I'll say, it was great catching up with you. Before I let you go, perhaps you can help me out. We're hosting a February challenge for a 5-day sugar detox. Before I post about it publicly, I wanted to see if you knew anybody that would be interested, because we do limit the amount of people in or something. So that way you're just kind of like adding it into the very bottom. I usually do make it something free, and it's a great way to get referrals. So just a little idea right there. And you also are forming that person so you can see if that free group would really help them. You're asking about somebody else, but it might help them, and you get them involved. So those are just a couple different little ideas and little scripts that you can use to reconnect with people. One other thing that I do, and this is if I have time, those 7 things that I showed you before are like what I do if I'm in a pinch. If I have a little extra time, I'll go to my friends and I'll go to recently added, because I do add 5 people at least every day, and I'll just see who's accepted and I'll open them up. So these 3 people look new. I told y'all I'd friend a person with a dog like nobody's business. I did. So I'm going to open up these people, and I'm just going to see, all right, this looks okay. This looks appropriate. So I'm just going to laugh at it. Move on. Comments are better, but y'all get the idea. I'm not looking to purchase a duplex, so I'm not going to like that one. I'm definitely, I was a mom. I would be an Amazon Prime type of mom. So I'm just going to like that. It's kind of a stretch, but whatever. I liked it. And then I can just look through. So you can tell I've already followed up with this person and liked it before I even jumped on this call. So that's just one extra little thing that I do to reconnect with people. And I have to tell you, the biggest thing about this business is connecting with people. So if you are in like a hole and just talking to yourself all the time, like it's just not gonna like do anything. You're gonna have to talk to other people. So the more you can do that, the better. Let's see if I can switch back so I can see all of y'all. There we go. Okay. So that's my power hour, guys. So I know I talked a little bit for 5 minutes at the very beginning, and I know we didn't sit here and read a personal development book for 5 minutes, but I bet every single one of you drove somewhere, ate some food, put on some makeup, or took a shower. So that could be your 10 minutes, there. And then Shakeology and a workout should just be a non-negotiable. If it has become a negotiable thing, go back to those 2 things and then skip the rest. Get that under control. Make it happen, because if you don't, people aren't going to trust you. People aren't going to know what you're about, and you're not going to be excited about it. If you can't get your own self excited about going and doing a workout, you're not going to be able to get Susie to do it either. It's just not going to happen. So that's my tips. The other thing I wanted to mention, because I know a lot of y'all will message and say, well, I want to do emails. I want to do a blog. Y'all have a blog. I really want to do this. I really want to, connect one-on-one with my team. What do y'all do with your team? You didn't show me any of that. So if you want to do more, schedule it for like once to twice a week. And maybe it's just an extra 15 minutes. But with that 15 minutes, you could look about scheduling Facebook ads or scheduling Facebook posts. You could look at doing a Facebook ad. You could email your clients and just make it a script. You could do coach one-on-ones. For example, we'll jump on calls with people that have hit Success Club 5 or 10 for a few months. We'll just jump on a call and say, all right, do you want to chat for 4 to 5 weeks on Tuesday at 4:15 for 15 minutes, and we'll just talk about your goals and what you need to do each week to achieve them. So we just keep it really simple, short, and that's how I kind of do those extra little things when I was teaching. When we had our blog and all that, like it might just be one blog post a week, and I might do those on Saturday morning before Jake got up or before my mom and dad were up when I lived at home. So I just found that one little section of time to do it. It wasn't a matter of trying to work it all in every single day and, have this amazing blog. It was just, I got to get this one post done because it's Saturday morning and I said I was going to do it in this planner. So same thing goes with anything that you're looking to do, emails, anything like that. And working with our team, I would say 80% of our time is on our business. So our challengers, our bringing in coaches, making sure those new coaches have that support that they need. So in that internship and the basic trainings, that's where we're spending most of our time. We're getting them off the ground in their challenge. We're getting new people in our network, those 7 things that I showed you. That's where 80% of our time is. 20% of our time goes to our team. And the reason we're able to do that is because, one, we've created systems. So that calendar, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do. Go look at the calendar. I don't know what to do. I need an internship. Oh, we got an internship. Here's the trainings. If they have an FAQ, Beachbody has an amazing FAQ. So we use a system for that. And we also only work with the willing. And this is something that we've really struggled with for 5 years. And I'm hoping that this year is the year that we really stick to it. But our main thing is that we work with the willing. So if you are hitting, Success Club 5 and you're asking us a question, how do I hit Success Club 10? Or how do I get these coaches, that I've signed up really excited and motivated, then we're going to help. If, somebody's like not doing anything, you invite them to something and then they're just like la la land and they're posting about beer on Saturdays and then they reach out and go, hey, how do I get, that link again? Then no, I'm not, I'll answer eventually. Or I might say, go check, this FAQ link, but I'm not going to give them a whole lot of time. And that's something that I think that we all have to realize, that the person that, is taking our time is taking away time from another coach, our personal business, our family, our Shakeology time, our workout time, all of those things. So just because somebody is asking you something, make sure it's worthwhile and make sure it's worth your time, because there are other things that you could be doing with your time. So those are my tips for the Power Hour, for not getting burned out, and for just really being successful in this business. I know it's not really glamorous, but that's kind of it. I mean, think about people like, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs weren't making that iPhone every single day. People like, I just read Stuart Cathy's autobiography, the guy that started Chick-fil-A. He was in his businesses 60 hours a week. And he recommends his operators do the same thing, like the guys that run it. And he's like, well, you're making $100,000. You should be in there 60 hours a week. That just blows my mind, because we can do this business and it doesn't have to be 60 hours a week. You're not around fried chicken all the time. You're, helping people get healthy. You're able to be at home with your family, even if you're, checking your, computer for an hour. And you can still make that much money. So it just blows my mind. But none of that was glamorous for any of those guys. So, it might not be glamorous to do this stuff, but it really does work. So I have 5 minutes left. Well, because I know I had promised y'all, I'd make sure you got off quickly. So I'm going to take any kind of questions. I see somebody asked one. Let's see. McKenna, I'm sorry. I have no clue what the how was. I missed it while I was sharing the screen. Do you know what it was?
That was just for the message and stuff to my mom.
Oh, okay.
I
just wanted to make sure. I was like, oh, no.
You're all good.
Oh, cool. Mackenzie asked, how do you handle incoming friend requests since you get a ton? Do you accept only your ideal client and then your actual acquaintances / friends, or do you accept anyone who sends a request? Not sure if there should be a negative impact of accepting requests from people that are not your avatar or actual friends, but maybe just a slightly different demographic than I usually connect with, high schoolers or men. I rarely accept men, and again, you know, you can take it, you can leave it. I know I'm being recorded, whatever, but that's not my ideal client. I don't know much about men's health or fitness, and I know that our groups are typically women posting, you know, in a sports bra and, you know, leggings or shorts, and I just don't feel comfortable with it. I just feel like it opens up some, you know, weird opportunities. So I don't, you know, friend a lot of men unless I really know them and trust them. High schoolers, I don't friend. Anybody that's under 22 that I don't recognize, I don't really friend because they're just too young for my demographic. And anybody that just looks odd, I don't friend. If I'm at questionable, which most of the time I am, I'll send them a message. Hey, you know, thanks for the friend request. Can you remind me how we met? I'm that person. But I have 4,050 friends right now, so I'm also having to be careful with how many I'm adding that aren't my ideal client. If it's a coach, whether it's our team or somebody else's, as long as it looks like they're doing okay and they're not just spamming their newsfeed, I'll friend them, you know, if they sent me one, just because, you know, I've always thought and appreciated when other coaches have done that for me. But again, I probably have maybe 150 to 200 coach friends versus the other, you know, 3,800 that are just normal people. And then let's see, does that help? Okay. And then where is the Word document? I just see your screen. Well, pooch, I wish y'all could have seen the Word document. I'll post it on Sweat Nation. Like I'll just copy and paste it after this so you can kind of see all those notes. And then Jessica, so I've been running through an issue with accepting friend requests because I'm in the music business and I don't want to get rid of current friends that are personal friends. And in the business, because my ideal client is someone like me who isn't married yet, no kids, and a musician or entrepreneur. Unfortunately, Facebook only allows 5,000 friends, and I'm always right at the limit. What do you suggest? Well, holy crap, I think it's awesome that you were like right at that limit all the time, because it's taken me forever. And, you know, like I know a lot of people have like 200 friends, and I'm like, let's just get it higher. So first off, that's awesome. What I would do is I would ask, you know, if it's somebody that is kind of like, you're not like real sure if you want to accept, I would ask them to follow you instead. So if you even like, I think if you just leave the friend request pending, it automatically allows them to follow you. And then I think there's actually a button that you can set up. You can Google like Facebook follow button, and they can follow your page. And as long as your posts are public, they'll be able to see all of them and, you know, like interact, like, comment, share, all of those things without you having to actually take up your room on your friends list. Does that kind of help a little bit? Okay. All right, cool. And I'm sorry, I don't know the exact follow part of it, but I know that if they leave it pending, it works, and I'm sure you can Google and get the little follow button. But just make sure everything's public. Any other questions that y'all have about any of this? You can unmute too, I won't hurt you. I don't think anybody else will hurt you either. All right. Well, if you have any other questions that pop up in your mind later on, just holler, post them in Sweat Nation as long as you're okay with that, so everybody else can kind of see and, you know, get feedback as well. If you didn't watch the video that we did, well, Mom did, on goals and dreams for 2017, it's still January. This goes really well with that call. So, you know, you can find that in Facebook as well. It's on the Sweat Nation coaches page. And they just tie in really well together. So that's kind of the big stuff. And then this is the nitty gritty. So anyways, thank you so much for getting on. I know it was 45 minutes that you could have been doing anything else, so I really appreciate it.